Welcome to Nighty Tales. Tonight, we're going to take a quiet stroll through a snowy New York City on Christmas Eve. No matter what your day has been like, let go of your worries and allow yourself to drift into this peaceful journey. You stand on a quiet street in New York, the ground blanketed in fresh snow and the night sky sparkling with stars. The streetlights glow softly, lighting up the corners of the city in a warm embrace. Tonight, the usual hustle of the city has quieted, replaced by the joy and cheer of the season. The air is filled with the scent of roasted chestnuts, hot cocoa, and pine trees. While you walk along this festive avenue, soaking in the warmth of it all. This is a story of Christmas Eve, filled with warmth and peace. A little bit of winter chill, and a lot of holiday magic. Tonight, you'll reunite with old friends, share laughter, and celebrate this special evening together. So take a deep breath, slow down, and imagine yourself walking the snowy streets of New York, ready to experience the magic of Christmas. As we begin, close your eyes, relax, and let the journey of Christmas Eve in New York unfold. You open the car door, and the icy air immediately hits you, as if the entire winter had concentrated in this single moment. You quickly pull your scarf tighter, feeling the cold wind seep into the gap between your collar and neck. Its sharp chill instantly sinking through your skin. The car door closes gently behind you. You take a deep breath, and the cold air immediately wakes you up, all your sleepiness vanishing in an instant. It's Christmas Eve in New York. The streets are covered in snow, and the snow on the ground reflects the shimmering light from the street lamps. The whole scene is a blanket of white, as if stars have fallen into the city's embrace. You pull your scarf tighter and look up at the streets, decorated with twinkling Christmas lights that seem to dance in the air, as if every light is telling a story of the season. Today you're heading to your old friend's house to spend Christmas Eve together, someone you haven't seen in years. You were planning to arrive a bit earlier, but on your way there, you decided to take a detour and stroll through the holiday-lit streets of New York to soak in the Christmas atmosphere. Christmas trees stand tall along the streets, with red and green lights reflecting off the snow, like countless stars scattered in the city's embrace. You walk through the busy yet quiet streets, sensing something different about the city tonight. Everything feels warmer, more peaceful, as if time itself has slowed its pace. You continue walking, the snow beneath your feet crunching with a comforting, steady sound. You notice the window of a building adorned with beautiful holiday decorations, the soft glow of lights mingling with the festive ornaments, inviting you to stop and admire. A nearby cafe catches your attention. Huge Christmas stockings hang by the door, and the sign is adorned with warm lights that add to the festive atmosphere. You push the door open, and warm air greets you immediately. The scent of coffee, chocolate, and roasted chestnuts fills the air, forming a sharp contrast to the cold outside. You slip off your heavy coat and hang it quickly on the back of a chair, then walk up to the counter. The barista looks at you and smiles warmly. "Good evening, welcome. It's really cold out tonight. How about a cup of hot chocolate?" "Hot chocolate sounds perfect," you reply with a smile, casually glancing at the menu. "Add some marshmallows, please." The barista smiles and nods. It's Christmas Eve. Marshmallows will make it sweeter. You take your hot chocolate and find a seat by the window. Outside, snowflakes drift down gently, and the sky is still a bit dim. People hurry along the street, but now and then someone stops to admire the Christmas tree on the corner or the festive displays in the shop windows. You take a sip of your hot chocolate, the sweet flavor melting on your tongue, warmth spreading from the cup to your fingertips. Sitting there, you gaze out the window again, soaking in the tranquility of the moment. The streets of New York are still bustling, but tonight everything feels more intimate, more welcoming. You set the cup down, slowly rise, and prepare to continue your journey. You push open the door of the cafe, and the sharp cold of the wind hits you like a piercing arrow. You quickly pull your scarf tighter, feeling the icy air contrast sharply with the warmth inside. Snow covers the streets of New York, and the red and green lights at the street corner shine brightly against the white backdrop. You walk along the street, the snow crunching under your boots with each step. You head towards your friend's place, passing by Times Square, moving past its iconic buildings. The glass windows of the skyscrapers reflect the neon glow, and the bustling streets mix with the occasional falling snowflakes, creating a unique winter urban scene. The lights in Times Square are already flickering, and giant electronic billboards are playing Christmas-themed ads. The crowd of people adds to the festive noise, with laughter mingling with the cold breeze, creating a special holiday atmosphere. You stop and look up at the massive Christmas tree, its decorations twinkling with multicolored lights. Piles of carefully wrapped gifts surround the base, and tourists gather to snap photos. A family stands under the tree, their children laughing and jumping, as if the moment is frozen forever in the city's embrace. You step closer and feel the warmth emanating from the tree's side. A nearby stall is selling hot roasted chestnuts, their delicious aroma filling the air. with warmth wafting out from the stand. The vendor is a middle-aged man in a heavy coat, and he smiles at you. Freshly roasted chestnuts, try some, a winter classic. You take a small bag of chestnuts and pick one up. The outer shell is slightly crisp, while the inside is soft and sweet. You take a bite, and suddenly you're enveloped in a warm, comforting feeling. Continuing on, you enter a small market area. Stalls are lined with handmade crafts, Christmas ornaments, and various holiday gifts. You stop at one stall where a set of vintage Christmas cards catches your eye. The vendor, an older woman with glasses, smiles warmly as she recommends them. I found these at a flea market. They're from the 1950s. Some were even hand-printed. They carry a bit of old New York's charm. You pick up one of the cards and examine it closely. The colors have faded over time, but the design still carries the nostalgic feel of the era. The vendor continues. This city has so much history. Each card is a piece of New York. You nod, placing the card in your bag, ready to continue your walk. The streets are lined with shop windows full of Christmas goods. Lights twinkling, bringing a touch of warmth to this busy city. As you walk down the street, you realize you're getting closer to Central Park. The night is deepening, and the streetlights cast a soft yellow glow on the snow-covered ground. With each step, your boots leave clear footprints in the snow. The air is biting cold, but that chill only sharpens your senses. And as you exhale, your breath forms clouds of mist that quickly dissipate into the night. Along the way to the park, you pass by several small shops, their windows decorated with colorful Christmas lights. In the distance, a few people are waiting in line at a steaming hot food stall. And everything around you feels like it's part of a celebration of this city's Christmas Eve. After passing the last street, you finally reach the entrance to Central Park. Above the gates, a simple green and white banner reads, "Merry Christmas." Even though it's already nighttime, there are still people walking in the park, and you can occasionally hear the distant sounds of laughter and quiet conversations. You pause at the entrance, taking a deep breath, letting the fresh scent of snow and the crisp winter air fill you with a deep sense of calm. As you step into the park, the snow beneath your feet crunches lightly. The trees around you are covered in snow, and in the distance, several tall pine trees are adorned with colorful Christmas lights that twinkle warmly, lighting up the surrounding area. You stroll along the path, soaking in the peace and beauty of the moment. Not far ahead, you see a few people bundled in thick winter coats, slowly walking by with steaming cups of coffee or hot drinks in hand, seemingly pausing just to enjoy the winter scene. You nod in greeting as you pass by, exchanging smiles. The air is filled with the scent of pine and snow, as if the entire park is telling the story of the season. You arrive at a small lake, its surface covered with a thin layer of ice. In the distance, a few swans glide leisurely across the water. The stars in the night sky shine particularly bright, reflecting on the lake's surface and creating a peaceful, almost magical scene. Just then, you notice an elderly couple sitting on a bench nearby. Their faces are gentle with smiles, and their hands are clasped together. The elderly man looks at you and softly says, "Isn't the snow beautiful tonight?" You smile back and nod. Yeah, it feels like the whole city is wrapped in snow. The man smiles warmly, his hand still holding his wife's. Christmas, the best part is being with family, walking together on this snow-covered ground, feeling this peace. His words are gentle and soothing, like a warm breeze that gently melts the cold inside you. You chat with them for a few moments, and though it's just a short conversation, you feel an undeniable warmth. Here, there's no hustle, just the comfort of companionship and the silent embrace of the city around you. Continuing on, you come to the other side of the park where a small bridge crosses over a creek. The water is quiet, frozen under the cold winter night. You stop and lean on the railing, taking in the stillness of the scene. A few squirrels dart across the bridge, playfully scurrying through the park. Suddenly, laughter fills the air. You turn to see a young couple walking hand in hand, their faces beaming with happiness. Their dog frolics in the snow nearby, barking joyfully as it plays. The sounds of their laughter bring a warm, joyful feeling that seems to fill the night. You can't help but smile. In that moment, the atmosphere of Christmas Eve feels even more real, more tangible. You glanced at your phone and saw that it was almost time for your meeting. You stood up, brushed the snowflakes off your coat, and prepared to leave the park. Though the beauty of Central Park made it hard to say goodbye, you knew that tonight's main event awaited you at your friend's warm gathering. A smile spread across your face, filled with anticipation. As you exited the park, a wave of warmth greeted you from the street ahead. The cold air and the lingering snowflakes made you instinctively shiver, but quickly your thoughts turned to the cozy lights and the mouth-watering scent of your friend's Christmas dinner. With these thoughts, your pace quickened. The streets remained bustling, pedestrians moving hurriedly. But you blended in quietly, soaking in the festive energy of the city. You walked down several streets and soon saw the familiar buildings of the neighborhood. Entering the complex, the Christmas decorations still twinkled with vibrant colors, adding a soft touch of cheer to the wintry city. The air carried the delicious aroma of roasted chestnuts, and faint Christmas tunes drifted out from nearby stores, their melodies floating in the crisp night air. You hurried towards your friend's building. As you entered the lobby, you heard the ping of your phone. You opened the message from her. "The door's open. Come right in. Something to eat's waiting for you." You smiled and quickly replied, "On my way." Finally, you arrived at her door. You rang the bell softly, your heart brimming with excitement for the warmth and laughter inside. Moments later, the door swung open, and your friend greeted you with a wide, welcoming smile. She was wearing a red Christmas sweater and a festive Santa hat with tiny bells, making her look especially cute and warm. "You're here. Come in. It's so warm inside. Too cold out here." She pulled you inside, and immediately the warmth of the house enveloped you, melting away the chill of the night. The smell of roasted turkey and freshly baked cookies filled the air, and the crackling sound of the fireplace added to the cozy atmosphere. Her home was decorated with a festive spirit, sparkling stockings hanging from the walls, and little snowmen and Christmas tree ornaments placed along the windowsills. A beautiful Christmas tree stood in the corner, glowing with multicolored lights and golden stars, with colorful gift boxes stacked underneath. "Finally, we can relax," she exclaimed, patting your shoulder as she led you to the living room. You hung your coat on the rack, feeling the warmth seep into your body. She handed you a mug of hot mulled wine, its rich aroma tinged with spices. You took the cup from her, smiling in gratitude. "Tonight is simple," she said with a smile, her eyes sparkling with festive joy. "We'll eat good food, drink some wine, and chat. I'm so happy to spend Christmas Eve with you." You nodded, feeling the sincerity and warmth in her words. Everything about this moment felt familiar and comforting, like you were a part of this family. In the living room, her family and a few friends were already there, greeting you with warm smiles and inviting you to join them. Laughter and easy chatter filled the air, creating a relaxed and joyful atmosphere. The table was already laden with a festive feast: roasted turkey, mashed potatoes, braised beef, and an array of Christmas cookies and cakes. As everyone ate and chatted, the room was alive with laughter and joy. You couldn't help but relax, sharing stories from the past year with your friends. In this warm corner of your friend's home, you felt a long-missed sense of belonging. Even though you were far from home, tonight, this place felt like your temporary haven. Outside, the snow continued to fall, but everything inside made you feel safe and loved. You sipped your mulled wine, smiled softly to yourself, and felt a deep sense of joy in your heart. At that moment, your friend raised her glass and smiled warmly at everyone. Tonight, let's celebrate this peace and warmth. I'm grateful to have all of you here. May we all have a Christmas filled with joy, peace, and love. Her words made the laughter in the room grow louder, and you raised your glass, clinking it with theirs, feeling the warmth and sincerity in everyone's eyes. You too were moved to speak. May this Christmas Eve bring everyone peace and joy, and may we all feel the warmth and love of this holiday season. Laughter erupted throughout the room, and everyone cheerfully responded. Merry Christmas Eve! In that moment, the room was filled with festive cheer and the true spirit of the holiday. As you looked around at your friends, a wave of warmth flooded over you. Despite the uncertainties and challenges in the world, tonight, it felt like all of the worries had been left behind. Each person here, with their genuine wishes and heartfelt presence, was embracing the beauty of this peaceful night. Christmas Eve, you realized, was not just a holiday, it was a moment of spiritual belonging. A memory filled with warmth. Merry Christmas Eve and have a good night.